So you kind of found this obsession in your life where like every day you just want to get better and you just love doing it. For like listeners or people that are watching this, like, how do you think there's no one way to do it, but how does one find that something that they're just obsessed about?
I mean, that's a pretty loaded question, but for me, I think obviously people kind of know the things that they enjoy doing and the things that they're passionate about, or they really love doing. But then it's like, how do I make money? Because
Yeah.
unfortunately, you just that's a part of life, right? You need to
Right.
make ends meet. You need to make money. So it's like taking something that you love or something that you're passionate about. How do you then make money doing that, right?
Yeah.
and like you had mentioned, everyone kind of learns differently. Everyone does things differently. I mean, for me, it's people always ask me, did you read book? How did you learn how to make pizza? Like, did you
Yeah.
read books? Did you watch? What did you do?
Hmm.
And honestly, I just did it. Like, I learned.
Yeah.
I just did it. Like, I just messed around in the kitchen on my own. Like, yes, I looked up recipes because I needed a baseline, right?
Hmm.
I needed a baseline of like, I don't come from this, so like I needed to know like, what do I need to do. But then I took those baseline recipes, and then I went off in my own direction and started
Yeah.
adding this or taking that away or doing this or doing that, and then seeing like what the outcome would be. And then I would push things in every direction to see how far, how that would how would that positively or negatively affect the final product and everything. And was just doing that every day. But I guess for me, it's like it's almost, and it's kind of funny because Lauren works at Nike, but like, just do it. It sounds stupid, but
It's the best motto ever.
it's just like the hardest thing is like, I feel dumb saying it. Like, I sound, because it's like the cliche, like cheesy thing to say or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like, is you know to just like go for it or like just do it. But like, that's the hardest part for a lot of people, right? Because
Yeah.
there's that comfort as humans. Like, there's like almost like this, it's comfortable, like it's scary to like just to take like this leap or like to do
Yeah.
something, because like, what if you fail? And like, or what if you're probably gonna fail, like you're probably gonna fuck up, like. But it's like I'm learning too to like, sometimes I get upset, like I do something, I'm like, and you like get upset, and then it's like, whoa, 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 take a step back, like maybe just like laugh about it. Like, when you fuck up, just like
Yeah.
laugh. Just be like, oh, like trying to find the joy in like the failures. um you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, it sucks, like, because I'm competitive and I want things to be a certain way and I want them to be perfect and everything like that. But like, perfection doesn't necessarily exist, and always gives you something to like work towards.
Yeah.
And that's why like, when they gave Sean White in the X Games, like in 2016, they gave him 100 on his half pipe. I was like, well, how do you give somebody 100? Because like,
Yeah.
then like, so you basically set the ceiling.
Hmm.
Like, you can't
Can't
do
do
better.
better.
Like, what are you, 100? You're gonna give out 101? Like,
Yeah.
that's why it's like, if anyone does the best anything, it's like 99.
Yeah.
Like, at the most, like, at the most it's a 99. You can't have 100,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe I'm an idiot, which I am, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think anybody who's like into their craft so much from the outside, it's like, oh, that was perfect. But to them and all the training they go through, they just in their head, they're like, ah, well, I could have played this note a little bit different, or I could have moved my fingers a little quicker there, you know? And it's
Yeah.
just it's
Because I'm getting all
so
these people that
interesting.
are like, don't change anything, it's perfect. I get all these people, and I'm like, is it though? You know, thank you. And it's like, I really like, thank you. I appreciate, I'm glad you enjoy. I'm glad I can bring back memories for people that are from the Midwest, but I'm also, I'm glad I can introduce Portlanders and others to a new style of pizza and everything. But I wouldn't go that far. But back to the actually the question that you had asked about, for other people, it's like, I mean, just find a way to make money doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can, whatever it is, like, you can find it. And I would say, like, do like, it's important to take feedback from people. I
Mhm.
really do think that that is really important. However, don't let it change what you have said in your head of like what you're going to do, if that makes sense, right?
Okay.
Like you can create something and make something like for example, when I was making pizzas in my house, every single person that got pizza from me got 5 questions, and they would answer those questions and send it back to me. And I took all of this information, pricing. One of the questions was about pricing, how much they'd pay, like all of these things, and I used all of that to kind of build this thing out. But, there, people would also offer feedback, and I would take some of that into consideration. But at the end of the day, honestly, I don't want to come off as an asshole or anything, but I was just trying to create something for myself.
Yeah.
And then you almost teach people what to like, or like I'm almost like you just hope that other people enjoy it as well. I made something for me, and then I'm just hoping that other people enjoy it. And to this point, it's worked. Am I going to run into some bumps? Well, yeah, of course. But at that point, then I'll reevaluate, or I'll pivot, or I'll look to, maybe make some changes.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's
so basically
awesome.
what I'm saying is like, people are going to try to tell you what to do, but like only you know best what you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to do. So don't like take feedback. I sound like I'm like hypocritical. It's like take feedback with a grain of salt, but like only you, whatever it is that you're trying to create or whatever it is you're trying to do, only you can like, best, and trust that. And don't change because people are asking you to change something, unless you're seeing 50% of the people are saying the same thing. Okay, right. Now I need to make a change. But if one person says something, it's like, okay, no, like I'm just gonna do my thing.
Yeah. Something I'm curious about is shifting a little bit in a different direction. Where do you get all your vintage clothing and hats?
Yeah. Well, a lot of it I've had. Like I used to be when I lived in Chicago, I was a huge thrifter. Okay. So there's a place in Chicago called Value Village. And then some of the stuff I've had since I was a kid. Like some of this stuff is like, maybe I didn't grow that much. But like some of the stuff
you grew on the inside.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I just became more wise.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I'd go to like a ton of thrift stores and stuff like that. And I would just try to find old, retro sports gear. You can find some good stuff on eBay. Like every now and then I'll get on eBay and I'll see if there's anything out there or what. But I've always loved sports, but I've always loved like I feel I was born in '87, so I didn't grow up in the '80s, but I feel like that's like me. Like I'm like an '80s, like I love like the vintage sports, '80s and '90s, like the '80s music, like all of that. That's just kind of like, I don't know if you can see, but I have a mullet.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So. But I got a hat hair right now. But
do you remember the Jordan years in the '90s at all? Or
oh yeah, of course, man. Yeah. I used to go to my grandma's and watch the games, and my grandma watched two things: figure skating and Michael. So we'd always watch the Bulls and everything. I remember watching the NBA championship, against the Jazz in like 90, because they played the Jazz 2 years straight. It was like the 90, 96, 97, 97, 98, 2 years straight where they beat them both times. But oh yeah, of course. Like I was pretty young for like the first 3, but then the final 3, I like remember watching. I still have my Jordan jersey, my champion, like the champion Jordan jersey. I still have it. It's super small. It's really tight. Like it's, but I still got it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's been great chatting with you today. Where can people find what you're doing, more about it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's funny because I was never like I never really had like I was never really into like social media really or anything. But now I've had to kind of, and I still don't even really know what I'm doing. I'm just out there like posting stuff and everything. But Jerry's Pizza PDX, that's probably the best thing is Jerry's Pizza at Jerry's Pizza PDX on Instagram. And then I do have a website, which is jerryspizzapdx.com.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's up yet. My buddy's working on it. But the
Shooting from the hip.
Yeah, the Instagram is kind of where I post stuff and
Yeah.
like update people on what's going on and everything. So one of my favorite real quick from this past week. I'm just gonna pull out my phone. This is like one of my favorites. So people have been sending messages, for this soft opening, after the fact, they're sending me messages about, the pizza and everything. And this message was one of my favorites. And so this woman, she said, the pizza is fantastic. The sauce to topping ratio is spot on. I love the sauce. I also love canned mushroom on pizza, and you can't, and no one does that but you here. I hope you take this as a compliment, but it was like a Totino's pizza in the best way. It's the kind of pizza I could eat every day. So congrats. And I can't wait to become a regular. But was my favorite part. She goes, when my 65-year-old Korean mom who immigrated here and likes nothing said it was delicious, it's delicious. So that made me laugh. That was funny.
That's fantastic.
She was like, yeah, my Korean mom who immigrated here just doesn't like anything. And she loved it. So, and that's the thing, when kids like it and old people like it, you're doing something right. Cause they're not gonna, they are to the point and straightforward, and they're not going to lie to you.